Digital marketing is in the midst of another evolution with the eruption of artificial intelligence. AI offers time-saving tools not just for search, but for content creation and marketing planning to help small business owners be seen and get found. In this webinar, which is the first of a series of 3, I'll show you the basics on how all this works together and give you strategies on how to adapt and adopt in this AI-driven world. I'm Giselle Aguiar with the AISEO Social Media Wiz. And I recently celebrated 30 years of digital marketing. Yes, I started in 1995. And that's a flashback picture of me. That was before the internet was a household word. And I remember when both Google and Yahoo were born as ways to index websites so people could easily find information. And my job back then was to create websites and make sure that they were indexed in Google and Yahoo and the bevy of other lists and directories that existed back then. The objective was to be found when a World Wide Web surfer was looking for what a business had to offer. And we call it surfing the web back then. Then came the evolution of social media: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Twitter. X. We had to adapt, adopt, and re-strategize. Marketing didn't change, but the media did. That's why I started my business over 14 years ago. I saw a need to show small business owners how to effectively promote their businesses in this newfangled media. Now, this was the old strategic recipe for success, and you might find my vintage videos on this. You had to become a content magnet. Then share that content on social media to build relationships and gain a following. That was the formula. Content plus social media gave you SEO and traffic to your website. Given that, you needed a website that was set up to capture leads. You want to convert a visitor into a lead with an enticing offer or call to action, CTA. I'll be talking about those. And then put them in some sort of email automation system to nurture them into a sale. Without content and social media, you wouldn't get traffic to your website. And without traffic to your website, you won't get those conversions. It's still all about conversions, and that's the bottom line. Whether it's sales on an e-commerce site, getting the phone to ring, or lead generation, the purpose of all your marketing efforts is to get conversions. Conversions are still your goal. That hasn't changed. What has changed is how your potential customer is going to get there. How are they going to find you? Conversions lead to success. Now, how do you define success? Okay, please write in the comments below. How do you define success for your business? Now, these are the steps to effective marketing. They haven't changed. Tweaked a little bit, okay? But if you try to skip any of these steps, you're going to come up short. You're going to waste your time, effort, and money and not accomplish what you need to do. First, clearly define your target market personas. And you can have more than one. Obviously. Research. Learn as much as you can about your target. And here's where AI can help you. And I'll get more into that in the next part 2. Set SMART goals. I'll explain what those are in a minute. This is what you specifically want to accomplish. Then develop a strategic plan that's outlining the strategies to accomplish your goals. Then a tactical plan, and that's how you're going to implement the strategy. Then set up, brand, and optimize your website and social media profiles for the AI search bots. Make it easy for them to find and cite your content. And I'll get to how that works in a bit. Learn how to properly and effectively use these time-saving AI tools. Create content. Okay, write blog posts, record videos and podcasts, and all optimized for the AI bots. And then just do it. Implement, engage, build a following by sharing, not selling. Get your content out there strategically. You have to have the strategy. You can't just throw stuff out there hoping something will stick. Get your email marketing automation going to entice those sales, and then monitor and measure monthly. Check your analytics, insights, and your key performance indicators, or KPI. What's important to you? Well, those conversions. to see what's working and what's not working and adjust your strategic and tactical plans accordingly. But step one, first and foremost, you need a target market niche. If you try to reach everybody, you'll reach nobody. So if your target market has a question, a problem, or a pain point, they're now more than likely going to ask your favorite AI search tool. The question is, which tools? Where are they searching? What are they asking? How do I know when they're ready to make a decision? How do you get your content cited in the AI search results? You need to re-strategize your digital marketing. So I mentioned SMART goals. What are SMART goals? You want to start goals. This is what you want to accomplish with your digital marketing, say in the next 30 days, and do them month to month. They're easier to handle that way. And yes, you can make SMART goals for the whole year, for the rest of the year, for further down the line. Those are long-term goals. These are more short-term goals. But each goal needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So for instance, what is your conversion rate? So you determine this in your analytics. If you had 100 visitors and 10 downloaded the offer, you have a 10% click-through conversion rate. Average on website conversion click-through rates are between 1 to 3%, but they'll vary by industry. That means you need to attract a lot of traffic and have a great offer of interest to your target audience to meet your goals. At the end of the month, you analyze your analytics and see what worked and what didn't work and adjust your goals and strategies and tactics for the next month. And I'll go more in depth on this in the last session in part 3. Now, I brought this up first because though the tools have changed, the media has changed, marketing basics have not changed. Okay, you still need to set goals. And if you don't plan to succeed, you're going to plan you fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Forgot what that quote was. Okay, enter the AI evolution. They're called large language models, or LLMs. They're also called AI assistants, and they make up 56% of global search volume. Yes, they are taking over search very quickly. Google is still very much in the game. Their AI is Gemini. And on desktop or the Google mobile app, you can turn on the AI mode. Now, I think they may have updated it so that every time you do search now, you are automatically in AI mode. Okay, so this is changing so fast. As soon as I publish this, it's going to be obsolete. But at least this gives you an idea, okay? So the AI mode is technically a research assistant rather than a search engine. And you tap on the beaker icon and you'll go to Google Labs and turn on experiments, okay? And you can go play with that. And if you don't like Google, then go over to Bing and try Microsoft's Copilot, which uses the popular ChatGPT. Now, 80% of Americans use ChatGPT as an answer engine. About 900 million weekly active users. What is a GPT? GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. I think the word transformer and I think of the cars that become robots. But the word generative, you're going to hear that again. It's to generate, okay? And pre-trained, that means they've done machine learning, but they've had some human input also. And you can create your own AI assistants, okay? But that's for another class. Then we have, and there are more, this is Grok from X and Perplexity and Claude. And there's a really cool tool from Google called Notebook LM. And recently, to write an article on how AI is changing search for 2026, and I write an article on how digital marketing is going to be in the new year. I usually write it every December, and it usually takes me a good day or so to write it. But I've been collecting stories and articles and videos and ebooks, and so this year I took advantage of Notebook LM and I uploaded 45 resources, videos, ebooks, and website links. And I told it I need a 1,200 word article explaining, how AI is going to change search in 2026, and then with a voice or catered to the small business owner that's not very tech savvy. Okay, so telling it to don't go techie on me. Just keep it simple. And I had an article, 1,200-word article in less than 5 minutes. Then I was blown away, and yeah, it's mind. Oh, this is mind blowing. Oh, which brings me to my little tree. At this point, you might feel like this little guy here, okay, overwhelmed by all this. Well, let me help you understand how all this works together. And by the way, I created this image in Google's Nano Banana, which is part of Google Labs. It's their graphics file, and I love it. I love it. I just tell it what I want, and it gives it to me. So this is the future. You cannot deny that this is where digital marketing is going. In the last year, I've watched countless of webinars, read dozens of articles and ebooks trying to wrap my brain around all this. And this quote is from Christina Bergwell on Search Engine Land, which describes the bottom line. Okay, the future of organic search will be shaped by LLMs, large language models, alongside traditional algorithms. Optimizing for rankings alone is no longer enough. I'll have a link to her full article in the description, along with links to other blogs on my website. So how is AI different? Okay, ranking on an AI platform is different from ranking in old Google search. Actually, there is no ranking anymore. It's all about being cited. They answer questions in short summaries rather than presenting a page of links. Yet they are now including links to cited sources. So it goes get the answer to the question and then says, okay, here's where I got it from. So if you want to read more, learn more, just go to this website or go watch this video. Sometimes that's all a searcher needs, but down the line, they'll remember your brand, or if they need to learn more, they'll click on the cited link. So 87% are question-based searches. They answer questions in short summaries. So you have different ways of, different people call these things differently. Okay, so you have answer engine optimization. Okay, then you have generative engine optimization, or GEO. That's where I told you generative is going to come back again. Then the AIOs, the AI overviews. These are Google's. It's those paragraphs that you see at the top of Google searches now. And so the AI search bots scrape content from everywhere, from websites, from social media, and like I mentioned before, machine learning and human input. So what happens if an LLM encounters a question it can't answer with confidence despite the massive amount of training data? So that's where RAG comes in. RAG is Retrieval Augmented Generation. So they use real-time web search to keep responses fresh and accurate, bridging the limits of static training data. In other words, the LLM runs a web search, but it does it in seconds. You don't even notice. So the AI bots, like I said, scrape everything from everywhere for information. And this data changes constantly. So this is just to give you an idea of where the AI bots go to find information. And this is just Google's AI mode, which is, again, Gemini. And these will, this was taken, this graph was done several months ago. And so depending on when the data is pulled, YouTube will be on top, Google will be on top, Reddit will be on top, LinkedIn will be down. But these are the top places where people get information. Okay, so obviously, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where professional people talk about what they do, and that's what people are looking for. And so you better have your LinkedIn profile good to go here. YouTube, and I'll talk a little bit more about YouTube in a minute. It is owned by Google. Reddit, huge. I'll talk about this more in next month. So Reddit is great because Google first has had a partnership with them for some years now. So you pull up a Reddit subreddits, come up in Google searches now. So Reddit is a place you want to be. Obviously, Google. Medium is a blogging platform. Quora is a Q&A platform. There's Facebook, Google's blog. NIH is the National Health, National Institute of Health, government. And then Amazon, and Amazon for e-commerce. So you should, if you are e-commerce, you should have a store on Amazon. So Google search still has 85% of searches in North America. 59% of Google's AI mode and AI overview citations point to organic search results in the citation panel. And organic means non-paid. Okay. So another 36% lead to Google business profiles, and I'll talk about those in a minute. So if you've been doing SEO content marketing correctly, then adapting to AEO, the answer engine optimization, is relatively easy. It's basically long form SEO. In other words, people are asking questions and you need to provide the answers. The problem is that AEO is very quickly taking over, which makes this evolution different from the social media evolution, and that is the speed. And I compare this to when the pandemic hit in 2020 and we all had to pivot and go digital fast or be left behind. So you still need to be a content magnet, but for the AI bots. Before, I used to tell people to write for the human reader with the search engine in mind, but now it's write for the human reader with the AI search bot in mind. Here's what you need to do. Gain brand mentions, okay? So share fresh content everywhere. Be consistent. And duplicate content is okay. And what I mean by that is that you can have the same content on your website that you share over on social media. So if you write a blog article on your website, you can take the first, 1,000 characters and put it into a post on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. They give you enough space to do it. On X, you're going to have to upgrade to a pro version so you can put the extra text in there, but it's only like $8 a month. And if you decide that that's going to help you, that's a good place for you to be, then go ahead and do it. But so duplicate content is okay. And the thing is to being consistent. Okay, so if you're answering a question, the same answer appears in all of the places. Join forums. That's what Reddit is. Get on with podcasters or start a podcast on expert roundtables. Share recent stats and examples. Okay, so whatever industry that you're in, you want to keep up with the latest news and research and send it out. Especially if you're in health and wellness, in finances, in insurance, all of these that are constantly changing because of the what's going on in the world and everything else. There's constant news coming out, constant reports coming out. So you want to cite these sources all the time. And then you want first-person insights and original research. Okay, so and I'll explain how what that means. You want to structure them for the AI search bots. So what question is your target asking? And you want to put the question in a subheading, an H2 or H3. Give direct answer first, then the details and lists. So you want to direct answer, the question, answer, then go into bullet points of why. Short sentences, short paragraphs. It's easier for the human to read, and the AI bots love it that way. They don't like to read, long paragraphs. Neither do humans. I see a long. Sometimes I get some things, and I'm like, where are the paragraphs? That's basic grammar. All right, show latest updated and add the date, so the AI search bot knows how fresh this content is, and have clear author bios and authoritative citations. Okay, why is this person qualified to write this article? So, what this all is like a little umbrella that Google created here was a few years ago they came out with EAT. And then a couple of years ago they added the second E. So, what does this mean? What does this stand for? Well, the first one is experience. And this is something AI can't provide. It's your personal experience on a subject. Demonstrate firsthand knowledge and practical involvement with a topic. Then, expertise. This is possessing a high level of knowledge or skill in a particular field or industry. Authority. Are you the go-to person on this subject? Are you a recognized, widely cited source of information in a field or industry? Trustworthiness. The reliability and accuracy and safety of the content, site, and author. Can you be trusted? Can this information be trusted? Are you a trusted source? Are you legit? Remember, this is very important. It's why both Google and the AI bots look for, as well as potential customers. In fact, it's a huge issue right now because the searcher doesn't know who to trust, okay? And it's gotten to the point that there's a lot of AI content out there that was created by AI, and it doesn't look real. I can tell it doesn't look real. I'm a real person talking to you. I cough, I sip, okay. An AI one is too perfect. So you want that, and people still want to do business with people. And there's also what's called AI slop, which, like I said before, the AI search bots are grabbing content from everywhere. True content and not so true content. Okay, so even if you do a funny prank thing post for April Fool's Day, let's say, or I'm actually recording this on St. Patrick's Day, so you do something, it's gonna pick it up, okay? So it just knows that it came from you, from your brand. And so all of a sudden, you go from an expert to being stupid. And so you can't do stuff like that anymore. It just doesn't fit. You can do it in email. And just be wary of AI is watching. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. AI is watching. Just reminded me of a movie from a long ago. Big Brother's watching. Though you're trying to attract the AI bot, you're still writing for the human who's doing the searching. Write for your human target market. Okay. Speak their language. You're the expert, they are not. Okay. Focus on the real buyer's challenges. Put yourself in their shoes. What are they going to ask next? Okay, so you think of the initial question, and then what is the follow-up question? Oh, but what if this? Oh, but what if that? Okay, so you want to have on your website the main question, the answers, but, like in health and wellness. Okay, so if you have back pain, it's this. Okay, but if it is from an accident, it's this. If it's from, aging and so forth, and you just moved wrong, okay, then you have, and then this, okay, so you have to really think deeper into the answers to the questions. Tell connected stories, use testimonials, examples, create value, communicate, help, not communicate to help, not to promote. Okay, so educate, clarify, reinforce confidence. Okay, messages should come across as human and relevant. Guide buyers through your buying process. Okay, I have a client who has a natural wellness clinic. Okay, so what should I expect as I go in there for my first time? Okay, so she did a video, and we had a professional video done. How you walk through the clinic and who you talk to first, and blah blah blah. So that's you want to feel the customer you want to make the customer feel comfortable because they have a problem and you're going to fix it. But they could be anxious about that problem. So you want to really, really think about how your target is feeling at the moment. Okay, quality over quantity. Don't forego quality to get more content out. Okay, you just doesn't want to spit stuff out hoping it sticks and then it's not working and you're wasting your time. Okay, so this all comes to a whole new strategy. So what you do? First is what's called semantic positioning. What's semantics? It's a branch of linguistics and logic concerned with meaning. Basically, does the content make sense? Does it answer the question? And this applies to your website and social media posts. You have brand memory recognition. The more your content comes up in relation to both you, your business, and personal brands, the more searchers will recognize it. And like I mentioned before, take an empathetic position. Uncover real customer questions. And I always say, put yourself in your target market's shoes. Uncover, what are they feeling? Don't just think like them. Feel what they feel. And I told that to my client. He goes, you have to view this article that you're putting together from how are you going to help the customer? They're thinking, what's in it for me? How are you going to help me? This is my problem, literal pain point. This is how you're going to solve it. And this is how you're going to help me. Okay. This just goes deeper into marketing basics, understanding your target market's needs and wants. Then frequently asked questions, FAQs, with schema markup. Okay. All those frequently asked questions on your website are great, but they have to be formatted correctly with schema markup. And what's that? It's simple back-end code that makes your content easier for the AI bots to understand. If you have a WordPress website, there are free plugins that help with this. If you're on another platform, check to see if they have schema markup available. And this is crucial for local brick and mortar businesses and e-commerce sites. And so this is some stats. These are two stats now from SEMrush. Including citations, quotes, and stats in your content can boost visibility by 40%. 95% of ChatGPT citations are from content updated in the last 10 months. This next one is from Search Engine Land. 44.2% of citations in ChatGPT come from the first 30% of content. And you need to have a complete and updated Google Business profile. And I'll get to that in a minute. But first, we need to talk about the website. I once was asked, could my Facebook business page serve as my website? And I said, no, you don't own it. Facebook can take it down and you've got nothing. You have zero control over what happens on Facebook, and they change the rules constantly. Your website is yours. Social media profiles should be your backup in case your website goes down. So, remember, you own your website. You control it. You don't own your social media profiles. Your website is a cornerstone of your business. And it helps you build credibility and trustworthiness. You're not some fly-by-night entity. Before someone makes contact with a human, they will check out your website. It's great first impression. Branding, it's your online image. You only have a few seconds to make a great first impression. It's part of your branding. Having a low-quality website is like having a sloppy lobby. And it's your number one online 24/7 sales tool, okay? Converting visitors into leads as you sleep. It gives you social proof. Adding testimonials and reviews and links to your social networks that actually work. Please, if you have your links, the social media icons on your webpage, they better go to your social media profiles on that platform. I've clicked on, links and they don't go anywhere, or they go to this profile's not found, or they go to like Facebook.com rather than the link to the company's profile. Okay, that just makes you look stupid. Sorry, but that just makes you look stupid. It doesn't help with credibility and trustworthiness, okay? Like, this person doesn't know what they're doing. I'm like, yep, that's right. They don't know what they're doing. Transparency. This is a complete about page. Okay, who is behind the business? Goes back to credibility. People buy from whom they know and trust. Okay, so why did you start your business? What's your passion? Who are you? Okay, if it doesn't say that on your page, it's why should people buy from you? Okay, no, all right. Then you've got your frequently asked questions. Publish clear FAQs, definitions, product information, and well-structured information is easy for AI to reference and insert directly into search results. Become known as an expert in your field. Okay, that's where the experience, expertise, and authority comes in. Helps build that trustworthiness. Okay, and then optimize so Google and the AI bots can find you. So websites are evolving from destinations to infrastructure. They need to be optimized so Google and the AI bots can find you. If you haven't updated your website in over a year, you're not going to be found. Okay, you're not going to be found. So website planning. So if you need to redo your website, or if you're starting from scratch and you need a website, you need to think about this. So what's your purpose? What are you trying to accomplish? What do you want the visitor to do when they land? That's the call to action, CTA. How are you going to draw them there? What type of content will be of interest to your target? What questions are they asking? And there's AI tools that can help you with this, but that's for another class. So even though you're constructing the site so Google and the AI bots can index your content, you cannot forget the human visitor. So you want clear, easy navigation, good calls to action. So, what do you want me to do? Download, subscribe, call. What is it you want me to do? Okay, think of it as several entrances to your website, like if someone was visiting your physical location. So your home page is your front door. So they usually come from a search engine. Or they may come direct because they have the URL from a business card or somebody gave it to them. Okay, or they come from a blog article. So this would be a side door, or landing pages from a search, an ad, or an offer. Okay, so all these, they're going to need to enter your website think of it as they're entering a physical location. You have 7 seconds to catch a visitor's attention and keep it. So if your website and Google Business Profile, I'm getting to that next, and social media profiles don't tell a visitor what you do in 7 seconds, you've lost them. If they think you don't have what they need or want, they're gone. Okay, Google Business Profile, another cornerstone of your business marketing, your GBP. Okay, Google properties, which include YouTube, accounted for 5% of AI mode links. And at that time, 97% of those Google links pointed to Google Business Profiles. Okay, so how do you get to it? You go to business.google.com. If you have a local brick and mortar, you are a location to Google. That location will come up in Google Maps, both on desktop and mobile searches. And you need to become verified local, and Google offers several ways to get verified. Once you're verified, you're set. So if you're e-commerce or work from home business, service business, without a location where you meet with clients, you can still have a GBP, but hide your address. And this applies to service businesses like consultants, contractors, plumbers, and electricians. Focus on getting reviews. For brick and mortar locations, your address must match exactly everywhere online. That's your website, Facebook, Yelp, etc. Directories, if you're in the Chamber of Commerce, excuse me. Okay, everything needs to match exactly. If there's a difference in abbreviation or punctuation, it will hurt you. You don't want to confuse all these bots because everything needs to be consistent. And YouTube. Many businesses do not use YouTube effectively. It is the second largest search engine owned by Google. And you probably think that just recording a video and uploading it is enough, but it's not. With a little extra effort, tweaking your YouTube strategy can make a significant difference in your results. So YouTube videos show prominently in Google AIOs, AI overviews. You want to have eye-catching channel branding. Okay, your logo, the banner, everything, your channel, what do they call it? The ad for the channel, a little commercial for your channel. Why should people subscribe? Okay, you have only a few seconds to catch a potential client's attention. They're thinking, what's in it for me? How can you help me? And if you want to increase your subscribers and views, you need to be memorable. Every video should have an enticing thumbnail. Give viewers a reason to subscribe. Okay. Create both short and vertical videos as well as long horizontal educational videos. Then we have local search. So Schema helps Google and AI systems verify business location and reduce conflicts across local packs. Local packs is what you get in Google search that shows the map. It shows the, and then the listings underneath it, how many reviews. You know, this is mostly for, for restaurants and retail stores and so forth. This is how Google handles conflicting structured data. So you have on-page content, internal linking and site structure, your Google business profiles, citations and directories. So this is, you belong to the Chamber of Commerce, you belong to this association, you belong to this Local First Arizona or wherever. And you help you contribute to this organization. So that all helps. This is where they're getting information. Reviews and reputation signals, and then the schema markup. Okay, so the schema markup needs to be set up on your website. So let's review your strategic recipe for success. So you still want to be that content magnet for the robots and for the humans too. Then strategically share that content on social media where your post can be found and cited by the AI search bots. Yes. So contentless social media that the AI search bot can cite, which will lead to traffic to your website. Okay, so at that point, your website should be set up to capture leads, or get that conversion, order now, buy now, sign up, free trial, whatever it is, that call to action. Then have them in some sort of email automation system. Without strategic content and strategic social media posts, the AI bots won't find you, and neither will your potential customers. And so are you overwhelmed? Of course you are. So many tools. Which one should you use? What do I use for what? Well, that's the one thing about AI tools, is that they can save you a ton of time and save you money once you figure out which tool is good for what task and learn how to use them. And that's where I come in. Okay, I can help you. I can guide you. Okay, that's what I do best. I help guide people, get them going, get them started.
Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to her channel. Then, click on over to the AZ Social Media Wiz website to download the free Define Your Target Market Workbook, or schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation and review of your marketing efforts.